You know what, bro? I just realized that Dayton will never be the same, man. Nope, not at all. As long as technology is advancing, Dayton will never be the same, man. Back in the day, man, you could cold approach all day long, bro. Nowadays, you can't cold approach. Unless you that Chad. You feel me? What's up with it? I'll be back. I'm gonna go. Huh? I'll be back. I'm gonna fly outside. Yeah, back in the day, you could cold approach, you know, like it was nothing. You know, nowadays, you can't cold approach, bro. You know what I'm saying? The only person who could cold approach is Chad and Tyrone nowadays. You feel what I'm saying? Only Chad and Tyrone can cold approach. But the average guy, nope. Can't cold approach, man. Not at all. So, get used to it, man. The bag chase is real. Really, that's the only thing that can really save men, bro, is the bag, bro. The bag is the only thing that can save you, man. Anything else? Nope. Man, that's how I know it ain't no God in the sky, man. Because motherfuckers is straight up just, man. Men are suffering. There's a lot of men out there suffering right now. You feel what I'm saying? What can I say, man? Men got to keep up with other men, man. You know, like, competing should be your middle name, bro. It should be your middle name, bro. Competing, bro. That's the only way you gonna win, man, nowadays. Compete with the next man, bro. Goddamn, she got a nice booty on her. I seem like nowadays you can't even get nothing good, man. It's like the only thing that's available is trash. I'm talking about a woman with a nice rump or something like that. That's all taken, or, you know what I'm saying? But nah, man, it's a done deal for like dating nowadays, bro. You know, for the average man anyway, like, if you a guy that's working at a warehouse or something, if you a guy that just struggles, period. Yeah. You're gonna continue to struggle, man. That's on the real, man. Like, some men, it's over for some men. It's not over for all men. But for some men, it's over. You won't be able to have no kids, man. Not even a family, not even a girlfriend or nothing like that. Back in the day, it was easy, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, then social media kicked in, boom. Men's invention, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Men's invention. That's what's really destroying everything, man. When men invent stuff, other men suffer for it, bro. That's why you gotta keep up, man. A lot of guys are not keeping up with other men, bro. Compete in every single way. Like, I think the reason why a lot of guys don't know how to compete is because they wasn't taught that from an early age. You feel what I'm saying? It's time to get a rock star right now, man. Let's get a rock star. You know, like, at an early age, you're taught to compete in the world of competition. You feel what I'm saying? I was looking at one of these leftover women videos, and a lot of women decided that they would take the career path instead of family path, right? You know, get married and have children, right? They wanted the career path. And they were saying, like, what the hell? Okay. You know, they were saying that, what's my point? Shit. I let that slip through my brain, bro. Okay. My point was that these women took the career path instead of taking the get married and have children path, right? But they were saying that their parents taught them how to compete at an early age. You know, that's all they know how to do is compete, right? A lot of motherfuckers, they get taught at an early age how to compete. And a lot of guys are not doing that. A lot of guys are not competing, you know, because they wasn't taught to compete. I wasn't taught to compete at an early age, man. I had to learn that through martial arts and discipline. What's up with it, Jamie? You know, but as long as you're not competing with other men, bro, you're not gonna win. See, that's what guys don't understand. Competing should be your middle name, bro. You feel what I'm saying? like Joey Finglish. But like I said, man, a lot of guys haven't been taught that, how to compete at a young age. That's why they're behind. That's why they're struggling. They don't know what to do. They're like, man, it's over. The dating scene is messed up because of just Tinder and stuff, and Bumble and Facebook. Yeah, but you got to compete with these dudes who are. What's up with it? I'll take this again. It's gonna be another hot day today. Shit. Enjoy it while it lasts, because the next couple of months it's gonna be raining.
You on live? You on live?
Oh yeah, I'm just talking to my little subscribers I got.
What, YouTube? You should do TikTok, man.
TikTok?
TikTok live.
It's better?
Way better.
I'm gonna try that out.
Okay.
So it's like compete. A lot of guys seem lost. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to compete. They don't know they have to compete if they want to survive. If they want to pass on their genetics. Especially if you're not a Chad or a Tyrone or something like that, you gotta compete harder. That means you gotta accomplish things, shit like that, bro. Because dating has gotten harder for the average man. I don't know if you guys even take a look around you. You know, a lot of guys haven't had girlfriends in a long time. Like me, I haven't had a girlfriend in a long time. You know, because I ain't really out here competing like that. But yeah, I'm chasing the bag. Once I get the money, I'll be able to compete. Once I get the bag, I'll be able to compete. But as long as I stay broke, I'm not gonna be able to compete. Money should be the number one thing that you should be chasing throughout life. That way you can keep up and compete with other men. You know, competing should be your middle name, like I said. You know, I think my dad, he tried to teach me how to compete, you know, when I was younger. Waking me up early in the morning, playing catch, throwing grounders at me, throwing pop flies into the air. You know what I'm saying? Waking up early around 6 a.m. too, man. But we never did finish, you know. He wasn't around. See, that's why it's always good to have a father in your life. Because your father would teach you how to compete at a young age. You ain't got a father in your life, man. You're not gonna know how to compete, and you're not gonna want to compete. You feel me? Eat anything from the back. But I'm saying like this, man, because the technology, dating has got a lot more complicated, and you got to pay attention to that, and you got to be sensitive to that. Like, hey, man, what's going on? I ain't had a woman in a while, bro. It's that internet, bro. It allows women to be picky as fuck. See, men, we're not all that picky. Women are. You feel me? So we want to get over in life. A lot of men want to get over in life. They want life to be easier. You know, so we invent things to make life easier. You feel what I'm saying? So we can get money in our pockets, because nobody wants to be broke. Because being broke for a man is the worst thing, right? That's the worst thing that can happen to you, is being broke. And that's why guys struggle, is that money, the finances. But men invent things to make money. And inventing something is competing with the next man, by the way, in case you didn't know. Inventing something that's gonna make you a lot of money, that's competing, you know. Tinder and Bumble, that really took the average man off the map. It destroyed the average man's chances of getting laid on the regular. Because everybody wants to get laid on the regular, including women. So all the guys who don't invent stuff, the guys who don't contribute to society, the guys who are not competing in the rat race, they're the ones who are gonna suffer, man. You got to keep up with Mark Zuckerberg, Diddy, Bill Gates, Jay-Z. You got to keep up with these niggas. All the motherfuckers that's in the top 20%, you got to make it in there yourself. Ain't no easy way out. Ain't no shortcuts. It's just plain bag chasing. That's all it is. Because I want to chase the bag because I want to compete with the next man. You feel what I'm saying? I want to compete with the next man, so I chase the bag, and that's what I gotta do to survive, man. If I don't chase the bag, then I'll be stuck here for the rest of my life. You feel what I'm saying? Because men are competitive by nature, by the way. That's why it's so hard, man. That's why dating is so hard. Because every single man out here is competing, bro. Nowadays, you be lucky to get scraps. For real. They invent things to get men invent things to get a edge in life. So they won't be called no broke loser or some shit like that. A lot of men are seeing competing as an everyday thing, man. They've been born and raised like that to compete from a very young age. What did Tiger Woods' dad do? Okay? What did he do? Tiger Woods' dad. He basically put a golf club in Tiger Woods' hand when Tiger Woods was a little kid or a baby. Okay, he put a golf club in his hand when he was like 1 or 2 or 3 years old. And Tiger Woods grew up competing in golf. Okay? Became a billionaire. That's because he was taught at an early age. You feel what I'm saying? If you're a guy that didn't get taught from an early age, you're gonna have a hard time learning that shit as an adult. It's kind of hard to learn something, you know, that you didn't learn when you was a little kid, man, from your parents. You know, Michael Jordan had a father in his life. Kobe Bryant did too. LeBron did too. All the greats had a father in their life, man. A lot of guys are missing the father. They hard on their sons, man. If you ever have a son, you gotta be hard on him. You know what I'm saying? That's why guys are struggling, man, because they haven't been taught from the beginning how to compete in this world, bro. I see why my dad was hella hard on me when I was younger. Boy, he used to beat my ass. But I see why. Like, it's hard out here for a pimp, man. Like we said last night, it's hard out here for a pimp. So you gotta re-engineer yourself, man. You gotta re-engineer yourself, reprogram yourself. You know what I'm saying? Forget about what your parents taught you, your dad and your mom. If your dad was there, forget about what they taught you, man. feel me? Listen to me. I wouldn't be here if I was disciplined, man. If I would have got the bag in my 20s and I had an OG or somebody in my ear, I wouldn't be here. But now I'm chasing the bag, trying to make up for lost time. You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta reprogram yourself, re-engineer yourself into like thinking like, hey, if I don't compete, I better be rich or something. or if you broke, if you was born into the world poor, if you don't compete, man, it's gonna be the end for you, man. What can I say? We was born into a competitive world, man. Everybody's trying to outdo each other. That's why it's so hard. The motherfuckers who go get good careers and stuff, they got an advantage over you, man. What's up with it? What's up with it? Joey Fingers. You know? And it'll never be the same again with dating because of all the technology. I remember before technology got advanced, bro. Damn, I'm that old? Shit. I remember we were first starting in the 80s, man. Technology was just starting in the 80s. The computer, man, that Apple computer, man, I remember how it used to be. It used to have a big ass monitor. Big ass keyboard and shit like that, man. You know, I remember as a young boy working with Apple computers, man. And now we got laptops. We got a computer in your hand, basically, with your phone. You feel what I'm saying? We never had that coming up. Everything was simple. But as time goes by, more and more and more, technology just keep on getting more advanced, and a lot of guys are going to be struggling because of technology, because of Tinder, Bumble, Facebook. That has something to do with your struggle, because once that shit showed up, man, it changed dating forever. You know, it'll never be the same unless they take away technology, and they'll never do that. They'll keep on inventing more dating apps. They'll keep on inventing more iPhones. Motherfuckers is hungry for money, man. They gonna invent stuff. That's the way that's what men do. We build, man. We invent and we build. And a lot of us we gotta keep up with these men who are building. You know? Fill your brain up full of knowledge. Read books. You know, the one thing a man can't do is be broke or lazy. You feel what I'm saying? The one thing a man can't do is be broke or lazy. Society punish you for that, man. That means no bitches for you. Unless Chad or Tyrone. Chad and Tyrone, they're in a league of their own, bro. Nothing affects them, bro. Not dating apps, not even each other, bro. Like, right now, it will be a time to be, it'll be a good time to be a Chad or a Tyrone in dating. You know what I'm saying? You average, you're gonna struggle, bro. Especially where I'm at. I done heard cats, like, leave the state because they couldn't find a girlfriend. Wow, crazy. Remember I told you about that guy that was here in California? He was struggling to get a girlfriend, so he moved to New York. And then he got a girlfriend in New York. It's not us, man. It is us, but it's the women here. They got a lot of options. You feel me what I'm saying? Even fat women walking around like they 9s and 10s and shit. Like, you are nothing. You ain't nothing but a fat donut. You walking around like you a fucking 9 or a 10. And sit your fat ass down somewhere. Technology got women walking around that are 4s, walking around like they 9s and 10s and shit now, bruh. They walking around, oh, I got a bunch of likes on Facebook. I'm better than you. Like, bitch, you are not better than me. You got like 4 or 5 chins. Big old fat tubby stomach with some tubby feet. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, son of a bitches. What time is it? Okay, 10:15. We should have been here like an hour ago. Oh well. You feel what I'm saying? So when men start to invent stuff, bro, you gotta be about your bag chase, man, because that's the only thing that's gonna be able to compete with other men. You see, the top 20%, technology don't phase them, bro. The men who are in the top 20%, millionaires and billionaires and Chaz and Tyrones, the internet don't phase them. Matter of fact, it helps them out. It helps the 20% out, bro. It helps Chad and Tyrone find more bitches to fuck. They find, millionaires and billionaires, they can get online and get with an OnlyFans model just like that, like Shannon Sharp. Getting some pussy is only a touch screen away. Nowadays, you feel what I'm saying? So that it left the average man just struggling. Now average women don't have to settle for average men anymore. They can get a guy that's above their looks level now. Like, let's say a female is a 5, right? She's gonna be checking for a guy that's a 7. And the guy that's a 7, struggling against match, he can't get other 7s, so where he gonna go? Or that 6, which fucks that's a 5 or a 6 in looks. That's fucking my shit. You coming down eating off my plate, So a bunch of guys out here are struggling to get their face matched. So that's taking away a lot of food from motherfuckers that are around that level. You feel what I'm saying? Like a guy that's a 3, he can't get no 3s because they got guys out here that are 5s and 6s taking 3s. Just like that one dude that was getting yelled at by that fat chick over here by this light. She's supposed to have been with a fat man. She's overweight, fat, yelling and screaming at the guy, talking about your mother, that's why your mother's dead, and shit like that. And shut up, say it again, say something else. She was yelling at that man, bro. You know what I'm saying? Clearly that wasn't his face match, bro. Because she was fat and he wasn't, bro. You feel me? So that's what's really going on. That's why you got nothing but top tier females checking for you nowadays. You get the bag, you don't have to settle for that shit. I'm seeing guys who are just normal, average looking, walking around with low tier women, bro, because dating is so competitive that, man, these dudes got to settle. They got to settle for that big old fat girl that was yelling at them, bro. Had to settle. And he got to take mental abuse from her, too. She was like, that's why your mother's dead, bitch. And I was like, what? You let this woman talk to you like that, bro? He's taking it because he's scared she gonna leave, man. And that drought is gonna come back to haunt his ass. Motherfuckers taking all kinds of arguments and shit. They scared to lose their woman because it's so competitive, bro. That they'll let their woman just talk to them any old type of way, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how hard it is for a pimp out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I don't care, bro. If shit. Fuck that, bro. I ain't gonna let no female talk to me like that, bro. I don't care if I got very little options. I wasn't gonna let Sub 5 Stalker talk shit to me like that. You feel what I'm saying? And I dropped her and I didn't have no options after that. So, nah, I'm good. But he was sitting there taking it. So that let me know, like, damn, since he's taking all that abuse from that fat lady, you know, from his fat girlfriend, that let me know, like, dating is nearly impossible nowadays. I mean, bro, she talked to him like he was a child, okay? And she knew she had power. She's like, dating belongs to us. We got leverage over here. I can talk to you any way I can because I got a lot of options and you don't. You see, that's how it is, man. You get your ass talked down to, man, when you ain't got the power, man. You just taking all kinds of mental abuse from your female because you ain't got a lot of options. And you scared she gonna, if you talk back, you scared she gonna leave and you'll be in that drought again. You know what I'm saying? Because you lose her, man, it's back to that drought. Jacking off, we're pouring and stuff. And was she a fat, good-looking girl? I don't know. No, she wasn't sub 5, but she was big. She didn't have a sub 5 face. I mean, if you think that just because she's overweight that makes her sub 5, but she did have some type of attractive features in her face. She wasn't fat and ugly, you know. She was a BBW. Not really. She was bigger than that, man. I don't consider her. No, she was fat. She wasn't a BBW. But I don't know. She was bigger than him. God damn, when your woman is bigger than you, bro, oh, man, you know that's when dating is bad. You had to settle for a woman that's bigger than you, bro? That's what happens when women got leverage in the dating market. They're gonna treat you any type of way, bro. They're gonna treat you like they got all the options and you don't. You feel what I'm saying? She was like, say something else, bitch. Say something else. And I was like, what? That's why your mother's dead. I said, man, bro, you gonna let her talk to you like that? And I bet if you could say something back to me, he'd probably be like, man, I ain't got nothing else out there, bro. That's all I can get. Scraps, leftovers. Man, because let me tell you something. If he was like a billionaire and he had options, she would be gone, bro. Fuck, if he was a millionaire, fuck a billionaire. If he was a millionaire, she would have been gone. Hey, talk to me like that, I can replace you just like that. You see, I don't want to be in that situation right there where you're scared to talk back to your woman because you're scared that she's gonna leave you and you're gonna be in that drought again that you was in. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to be in a vulnerable position. I want to be able to be like, bitch, you talk to me like that, I can replace you by tomorrow. Matter of fact, I can replace you before the sun go down. You know what I'm saying? I can get rid of you now, and before the sun go down, I got another woman. See, you can't talk to me the way you want to talk to me. That's what I would say, for real. For real, bro. You're in a vulnerable position if you let your woman talk down to you, man. That's why I said, get that bread, bro. Get that money. You don't have to take no abuse from these females, bro. You hear what I'm saying? Women know they got leverage out here, bro. Because there's very little women out here and so many men. That's why they call this place Man Jose. Not San Jose, Man Jose, because there's so many men out here. Because they got them tech industry, bro. Technology. All these techies walking around here, bro. They're inventing that stuff, bro. All the dating apps, all the apps, whatever app, whatever. The techies are going around inventing that shit, bro. They the ones started all this shit, bro. It started back in 2012 with that iPhone, bro. It was curtains for like the average man after that, bro. That's why you can't afford to be average no more, man. You got to keep up with other men. Other men are out there achieving and getting the bag and stuff like that. You have to compete with them. There's no other way around it. Or you're gonna have a miserable life, bro. If you don't compete with other men, you're gonna have a miserable life. Now, if you born rich, that's fine. You're born poor, you're gonna have to compete, baby. That's just the way it is. I gotta go. I gotta fly my son. I'll be back on later. Peace out, take care, and bless. I am out.